Hey there. I've been talking to a lot of clients today, and we've been writing what we call their From the Editor or From the Editor-in-Chief part of their magazine, and it's a really exciting time for our clients because they're starting to put themselves into this new role. So I wanted to talk to you today about just that, and the three words, as I said in the title of this live, the three words that can open more doors than you ever thought possible. And those three words I'm talking about are Editor-in-Chief. So it could be editor, it could be editor at large, but we call our clients in their magazines the editor-in-chief. Now, you're probably thinking, well, I don't understand what you mean. I don't understand how the three words editor-in-chief could possibly open more doors than I ever thought possible. And I thought the best way to explain it and to actually give you, to give you a bit of an idea of what I'm talking about is to give you some actual examples of where, having this title of editor-in-chief has done just that. It's opened more doors. So here's a couple of examples of, why our clients are using magazines to open doors and to grow their businesses and to leverage themselves and position themselves as leaders. So the first one is a fantastic gentleman by the name of Steve Eagle, who has a magazine called Importing for Profit. Steve's remarkable at helping companies to source product all over the world, particularly though in Asia. He's a master at this, he's exceptional at it, but was in a very noisy and sort of complicated environment where people didn't actually understand what he did. And he was about to go on stage and promote his event, Importing for Profit. So we created a magazine to help him position himself as an authority in that field. So the editor-in-chief title for him firstly positioned him, but what it then allowed him to do was to reach out to people that were previously out of reach for him, that were previously hard to get to, that he would have had a door slammed shut on them. And when he rang up to say, hello, it's Steve Eagle here, I'm the editor-in-chief of Importing for a Profit magazine, I'd like to have a conversation with, those doors flew open. I think, if I'm not misquoting Steve, he actually called his title as editor-in-chief a golden key that was opening doors that he never thought possible. So there's one example for you. The next example of positioning someone as an editor-in-chief and allowing it to open doors for this person was Tess Burke from Toowoomba Real Estate magazine. Tess is a phenomenal real estate agent, but had moved from one area to another and really needed to position herself and give herself some credibility and be known in the market that she was entering. So, we gave her the position of this title of editor-in-chief of the magazine, which she was. And then she went out as not only Tess Burke, the real estate agent, but as Tess Burke, the editor-in-chief, and began interviewing influential locals that she would like to get in front of to help build her credibility in the marketplace. So people like the mayor, people that are very well connected in the area, even mortgage brokers and people like that are really good joint venture partners and financial advisors that really help. She can send them leads and they can send her leads. They opened the door to her. Now, she called up as Tess Burke real estate agent. Yeah, she might have got a bit of a warm/cold response. But as editor-in-chief of Toowoomba Life magazine, a magazine that was sharing content about the local area and talking about all the great things that people were doing in the area and the great places to eat and the great charities, the doors were flung open for her. And, it's a testament to her and the work that she did in bringing the great contributors into the magazine that she was able to position herself. And there's some really exciting things happening for Tess that are not just, and I can't talk about them just yet, but not just related to her real estate career, and I think the magazine had a large part to do with that in positioning her. So we've got another client who the magazine's not live yet, so I won't give it away, but they're a grower. They own a really large nursery, and we're positioning a magazine for them to position them as leaders in their market. And we've been able to, for example, interview Matt Moran, one of Australia's most famous, amazing chefs, who's been an absolute delight to work with, I must say. But, the fact that we're able to reach out to them and that Sharon's able to reach out to them as editor-in-chief of a magazine and to include them in a magazine, if a nursery grower from Queensland rang up, to probably get through and take a while to go through their publicist. But because we're creating a magnificent magazine that's going to reach thousands upon thousands upon thousands of people, instantly we you know, the doors are open and we've got the most magnificent article going into their magazine. So that's another door that we've been able to fling open with those 3 words, editor-in-chief. You know, we've got other examples. I could go on, but, you know, a local builder that we're doing a magazine for, you know, and we're trying to position them as the builder in the area. We're doing a beautiful local magazine for them. And again, we're able to open many, many doors and do interviews with really influential locals that'll share the magazine and in turn share the message about this local builder and the projects he's working on. You know, we've also got the fantastic Ben and Sherry with Youth in Business magazine. We were able to interview Janine Ellis from Boost Juice because she's such a great mentor for young youth in business, and we were able to, you know, have her on the front cover, and that was because we were producing a magazine. So, you know, the enormity and the credibility that comes with having a magazine and your title as editor-in-chief is absolutely remarkable, and it's still you know, super exciting, and it's still something that our clients are still getting used to, having this amount of authority. I often used to say to my friends working in publishing for 20 years, you know, I was in the circulation. My job was to make sure that magazines got read and that, you know, when it was on a shelf that it actually got picked up and read. But all my editor friends and peers that I was working with, they didn't quite understand the power of that title, editor. I mean, you know, there's Anna Wintour from Vogue, who is, you know, probably the world's most famous magazine editor. But, you know, a lot of my girlfriends just consider themselves just an average Joe. But as soon as they had the word editor on their business card, people treated them differently. People were interested in talking to them. People wanted to be seen by them, and people were impressed by them. So, you know, if you're having a think and you've watched a few of my lives and you're starting to think, wow, could I create my own magazine? Well, yes, you absolutely can. It's nowhere near as hard as you think. And honestly, the power of putting those 3 words either on your business card or on your LinkedIn profile, and, you know, it'll expand. And one of our clients actually, this one here, Believe magazine, you know, in the first issue, we went quite tame with the contributors that we're engaging. You know, in her second issue that's coming out very soon, you know, we're engaging some of the big players in the market, and we've got probably one of the world's most famous people heading onto the front cover. So, you know, it's really about you embracing this title as editor-in-chief and then leveraging that so that you can open lots and lots of doors and use that title as editor-in-chief to position you beside and stand on the shoulders of giants in your marketplace. And someone's racing by to get somewhere in a real hurry. Sorry about that. So, you know, have a think about, you know, what is it that message that you're trying to share with the world? What is it that, you know, you could wrap your brand in? What kind of magazine could you wrap your brand in, or your business, or what you do, or your passion? What sort of magazine could you wrap it in? And what would you be proud to say? What magazine would you be super proud to say that you're the editor-in-chief of? I hope that gets you thinking.